everyone, it's Jenna here from the Country Kitchens program. For this Friday's activity, I'm going to be showing you how to sprout from leftover vegetable scraps. It's a great way to make your food source more sustainable and also an easy way to save money in the long run. We'll be using 3 different vegetables today, starting with bok choy, then we have spring onion, and lastly we have some celery. So these 3 vegetables will be regrowing from the stem, and I'll show you just how quick and easy it is to do at your kitchen and home. So for today's activity, you'll need a jug of water, the vegetables, a chopping board, a knife, and some plastic containers or bowls that you can put the vegetable in. So when trying to regrow from stems or bulbs such as bok choy, spring onion and celery, the base must be intact. So with the bok choy, what we're going to do is cut the base of the root, leaving around 6 to 8 centimetres from the root intact. From there, what we're going to do is just place it into the Tupperware container and make sure that it's covered in water. So with the water, you just want to make sure a few centimetres covers the vegetable. From here, what we're going to do is place the vegetable in an area that gets natural sunlight for at least several hours a day, and we're going to change the water every 2 to 3 days. After about 1 to 2 days, you'll see the bok choy is starting to reshoot, and after 7 to 10 days of growing, you can plant the bok choy in potting soil. So with the spring onion, we're just going to cut about 3 to 5 centimetres from the root end, so just making sure you've got the hairy part intact. Now I'm going to pop it into the glass container and fill it up with water. So just enough to cover the bottom. Now that that's ready, I'm going to place it into natural sunlight. You'll start to see the spring onion reshoot after 2 to 3 days. Once you have a little bit of growth around a week, you can then pot it into potting soil. Another tip is to keep your spring onion fresh is to just actually pop it into a cup of water, and that'll make it last longer instead of going soggy and old in the refrigerator. Lastly, we have the celery. So with this one here, we're going to cut from around 6 to 8 centimetres from the root, so very similar to the bok choy. And from there, again, we're going to place the root intact into the Tupperware container there. Okay, so we've got the celery cut. I'm going to pop it into there. And again, I'm just going to cover the base in water. With the celery, it will start to reshoot after a couple of days. From there, you just want to wait until a root grows about 3 centimetres long, or around 2 weeks it should take. And then from there, you can plant it into potting soil. Okay, so we're all done. We have the bok choy, spring onion and celery. As mentioned, you want to place this in an area of the house that gets at least several hours of natural sunlight each day. For me, that's my kitchen. And change the water every 2 to 3 days. Here is our produce 1 week later. What you see here is all new growth. The spring onion is ready to plant, but the celery and the bok choy will have to wait a little bit longer. You can see the outer layers are starting to brown, and once they fall off, we'll be planting what's left on the plant. Here's a photo of celery that has been growing for 1 month. This isn't our celery, but it's just an example of what it looks like when it's ready to plant. As you can see, the leaves have browned and they're ready to peel off. We will have to wait a few more weeks for our celery to reach this stage, and once it is, we'll plant it in a pot.